In this video, I want to talk with you about lettuce, which is one of my absolute favorite vegetables to grow because the taste of fresh lettuce is so much better than what you can get in the grocery store. There are so many different varieties of lettuce that it can be hard to decide what to grow. There are microgreens, which are basically baby lettuce leaves that you harvest in a few weeks. And there's lettuce that grows into a head, like iceberg lettuce, the kind you find in the grocery store. And then there are all kinds of varieties of loose leaf lettuce, including butter, romaine, and tons more. There's green lettuce and red lettuce and everything in between. So the choices on what to grow are aplenty. Lettuce is a cool weather crop, which basically means that it doesn't really like the summer heat. Now, some varieties have been bred to have some tolerance to frost, whereas other varieties have been bred with varying degrees of tolerance to heat. But most lettuce plants bolt when the weather gets too hot. Bolting means that the plants grow really tall, which they're not supposed to do. Unfortunately, when lettuce bolts, the leaves that are produced by the plant taste really bitter. With some varieties, you can even see the appearance of the leaves change, which means you can eat the good stuff at the bottom of the plant and toss the bitter leaves without having to taste them for yourselves. I've never had any success growing iceberg lettuce or any other kind of lettuce that forms a head, simply because our springs are too short and the plants bolt before the lettuce can form a head in my area. So I grow all sorts of different kinds of loose leaf lettuce with tremendous results, particularly because my soil is higher in nitrogen, which really helps with leaf growth. Now, I start my lettuce plants indoors in late February to get a jump on the growing season, but you can do just as well buying plants from your local garden center. Garden centers usually won't sell you plants unless it's safe for you to plant them outside. Now, with an early start that I get, I can plant lettuce out in my greenhouse as early as the end of March if I've gotten my soil ready. The greenhouse provides an extra degree of frost protection, but one of the problems with greenhouses is that they can easily overheat as well, and I've scorched and burned my share of plants over the years when things got too hot. Now, lettuce, like most other vegetables, will kind of sit dormant for a week or so after being transplanted from indoors to outdoors as they adjust to their new lighting and soil conditions. So don't be surprised when you transplant any of your vegetables and they sort of sit there and don't do anything for a little while before you see any growth. One of the things I do to maximize space utilization in my garden is to plan for where my summer plants are going to be, and then I plant lettuce around those spots so I can be enjoying lettuce while my summer plants are small and just getting started in the month of June. We can start enjoying lettuce as early as April, and our harvest expands through May and June as the plants grow in the warming spring temperatures. I don't grow lettuce to sell like farmers do, and I've learned that I can get more lettuce from a single plant when I harvest the older outer leaves first and I let the plant continue to grow instead of picking the entire plant. I think I can pretty much double my yield by plucking a couple of leaves from each plant and letting the plant keep growing. Now, eventually, the weather's going to get too hot and the entire plant will have to be harvested. But I've found that this practice increases my yields and lets me harvest lettuce for a longer period of time. I also try not to pick lettuce leaves when the sun is shining directly on the plant because the leaves lose so much water to evaporation, which leaves the lettuce leaves limp. And nobody likes limp, right? Get them inside and washed as soon as you can. If I can, I like to pick lettuce leaves just before I'm ready to make a salad. And if I'm lucky, I may be able to snag some other vegetables from my garden like radishes, chives, spinach, kale, or something similar. Now, because lettuce likes cool weather, we can also grow lettuce in the fall once the heat of summer has passed. Now, I've had, honestly, less success growing lettuce in the fall as compared to in the spring. But when you grow lettuce as a fall crop, you have the opportunity to harvest fresh lettuce and have fresh tomatoes, peppers, and cucumbers all with it in your own salad. You might well be served to grow some frost-tolerant lettuce varieties in the fall. And remember, lettuce is going to take longer to mature in the fall than they do in the spring because the days are getting both cooler and shorter.